La leche. Parity, not patriarchy, past, present, futures. Here's we are again. The Equinoxtrueqsz, Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary, and various most specials more, especially those most, everyone's very most beloved youngers, and their mothers and aunts and sister cousins, ours, Comingsz, various most students, back and forth in circles, signs, and balance, and contacts. And that's what we like to call ourselves, all of us, everyone's, including Jews. But in order to connect our names and purposes to other archetypal languagings of person histories on this our homes and all our planets, past, present, futures, we also call ourselves other names, such as including ever young goddesses and gods. Now, does that mean we're trying to become a pantheon above others? No, of course not. What we are delivering is divine democracies, so that all the Elohads and Elohims, all the Eli circles and always, all the females and males, all the souls that God has incarnated and created, past, present, futures, shells and cans and shells be reunited again, back and forth in circles, times, and balance, and contexts. Force heaven is on this and all earth. Now, does that in any way suggest we're trying to usurp the ever-loving's, ever-living's authority and powers of the one Mother, Father, Goddess, God of the universe? No, of course not. There is only one Mother, Father, Goddess, God of the universe, ever-present in all creations and all sustainings, including us and all that we knows and haves ever knowns and shells ever knowns, past, present, futures, all our families and communities, all the females reparatively, and all the females and males equally reparatively, with the eyes in it, and all the flora and fauna that God has given us to go stewards and appreciates. Until we says, Namaste, the divines within us, Greeks, the divines within yous and alls. And we says, Mikotuyo Orasim, Mikotuyo Kosirals. We are all related. We are any's and alls, and everyone's alls related. And because we know that we are alls related, we shells and shells come together again, back and forth in circles, times, and balance, and contacts, for our heavens on this whole earth. And we also says, the lights within us, Greeks, the lights within yous and alls. Kongs, Omars, Paxis, Bahava, L'chaim, Shalom, Sol, Salam, Mir, Pache, Ubuntu, back and forth to mitochondrial before Zephyr and Drinks, Merci, Chao, Shvanzavags, Namaste, Chinquays, Mercies, Chao, Shvanzavags, Sayanaras, Das Vidanias, Good Days, Cheerios, and all the languages, all the heritage views and hands and continents and beyond, because space-time is not linear, so that we all says, let's have loves and lives ever young's longest, and prospers everyone's and all its for heavens on this and all our earths and all planets. And because we know that we are all creative star stuff, and because we are integrated in our ways of loving, of living, and learnings, the ancient kindness and wisdom, ancient civilizations, especially the very lengthy Magdalenian era, and of course also, especially Atlantides, also called Pleiades, Hesperides, Thrace, Ubuntu, back and forth to economies, for Swedish and wars, until we all become the reborn nativityous noise every young springs young adults. And so therefore we also call ourselves other names, such as co-white cat for women's, co-changing women's, co-Iroquois, Iroquois, goddess planets, in fact, co-sisters Zenas and co-cousin brothers, and nieces and nephews and nieces of the clans and gens, and we call ourselves co-sky women's, co-earth women's, co-spider women's, co-Virginians, co-Katsinas, co-Rishis and Yumayas, co-Kalki, co-Amamari, co-Avashkasiras, co-Quanyans Buddhas, co-Zelshans, co-Messiahs, and co-Couszmic Chrisztsz. Now don't let these names intimidate you in ancient languages. They simply translate to anointed. Anointed to do what? To bring together the divine feminines and divine masculines, these divine democracies. Now it's cosmically, and so therefore we also call ourselves other names, such as always holding nativities, always springs, ever young's babies, and New Year's babies, and we call ourselves voluntary new times, co-cupids, and co-psyches and eroses, co-secretary generals, co-secretaries, of course, Estelarians and Eastelarians, that is A-Estelarians and co-A-Estelarians, because we are combining the messages of Shushan, that is the 50-50 promise fulfilled and delivered, with that of the Galilee, that is the Mongolians and Nazarenes equally, all the females reparatively, and all the females and males equally reparatively of all the apostles' families, and connecting them to their ancient heritages, especially of that of their ancestry, of course, Atlantis, also called Hesperides, Pleiades, Atlantides, Thrace, Ubuntu, back and forth to mitochondrial, Vedics, Druidics, and more, so that, as we said, we can call ourselves very real stargates, Atlantis, and all holy lands, and sacred residents, reborns, nativities, and always ever young springs, young adults, and the last it shall be first come first teens, very real stargates, Star Trek, party, peace, cultures, for heavens on this and all our planets, in context. So therefore, It sounds like a daunting task to conquering the open the stargates and the Akashic records wells of souls for reborn centers and humanities, but it's actually easily accomplished via the new millennial rule, which you can read at 5050now.wordpress.com and just actually read the 11 steps for easily accomplished strategies for making awesome episodes. You also see a page on the website called Amongst the Representatives use, because you used two shells and cans and cans and shells and cans. It comes together again back and forth. The circle centered balance and contact. Force heavens on the swords, and so you can see our names and picture. There's on our website called Among the Representatives use, and we have our picture, our family trees, and yours represented by family tree, picture friends. And we start eating lovely genealogically first with our great and grandmothers, and then all of our cicadas of our family, females equally, and then equally, and especially for opening the target, starting fresh, our Elohas and Elohims, LA circles and Elohims, females and males, our youngers, all raised presidents, generations. So we say some of the names, can't say all, we'll say some. We have you're gonna say Queen and all the keys and requests, guys, clan mothers, and more recently, currently, Barbara Hershey, Lydia Costanza, and Virginia and Lydia Voluntary New Times. And of course, we have our co-wife, Jeff Buckleman, Myrtle, Rosemary, and Pearl, and especially Bob, Patricia, Sunflowers, and equally Martha of Myrtles, and Sophie, and Lawrence, and we see you got someone so loyally there, lots more there. And of course, we have our Ubuntu's families, our Lillian Gaels, and Doggies, and Josephine's and Anne's, and Mabel's, and Amazing Graces, and lots more there. And of course, we have our Lights families, our Ellens and Hannah's, lots more there. We have our Dear Branches, our Hearts, our Ranch, our Twining, Magdalene's, and Nazarenes, our Ministries, and Martins, Australia, number T, and Australia, and equally, especially says Harriet, Radiant Ray, and Sarah Harriet, and traveling back and forth in circles, I'm Clardy Claire, Jules and Chaplain, Precious Internet, Risen Rose, Grandma Marie, Grandma Matt, Grandma Dorothy, all the gracious stories, Grandma told the gracious stories, Dorothy, teaching them how to listen to the Wizards of Western Halls, with Malkin Shirley, and of course, Lynn and Leonie and Jenny, the Guy family, Rachel Ruth, I have Sagas families, Barbara's, Applebee's, and Opal's, Ken Jins, and Shelly Jins, and James, and Balance families. We have our current generations of females, our Esther's, and Rachel's, and Anna Marie's, and Julie, and Marie's equally, our Jennifer's, our Dee's Divines, our Barbara's, and Georgine's, and lots more there, and of course, our youngest generations, our April's, our Risen's, Rose, our Visits, our Essentially, Ultimate Queen Edith's. We have our Hesper Soleil's, States on Ourselves, the Soul Miss Her Spotties, our Lighting, Rachel Marie's, Danielle's, Juliet's, hello to Cheers and Lee's, and Lighting Lee's, and especially Vanessa Sally, and all the news brothers, Wessel Yeast, Equal Yeast, and of course, Dawson Grin, Leon Ross, Ben and John's Blessed Bows, and more. It's our Comingsz, very, always Estelarians, always Estelarians, always overlatedly students, La Leche. Parity, not patriarchy, past, present, futures, ever ye's blessing.